I'm going to do a quick video. It's a live video. It's going to last about 15 minutes. I'm going to talk about mainly how the media winds up the public. I'm going to talk about Raol Moat, and I'm also going to mention Jim will fix it. So yesterday I've been doing these lives, and I was looking through them, I've been watching through them, and I've been putting thumbnails up of people that I've mentioned. And some of them are very unpleasant characters. Some of them are dead, some of them are still alive, some of them are not unpleasant, some are okay. For example, Harry Ferguson was mentioned, because I was talking about tractors. So what I was talking about was Raol Moat and what happened with Raol Moat. But the thing about Jimmy Savile was there was a lot of stuff on. There's a lot of stuff on there, and it's all really blown out of proportion. So if you see, as this guy I knew in the Borders, and he actually really got really angry at me, and it was because I wanted to explore the psychological aspects behind the guy, the man, Jimmy Savile. So it was like psychopathy, I think, was, well, it's really a subject, isn't it? I think he probably was a psychopath. Was he a psychopath? If he wasn't, he was fucking close to it, wasn't he? How he abused people and how he took advantage of people, and he built that position and wealth through the BBC. And an unpleasant character. I've actually met him as well, which is a weird thing. As in, he walked right past me in Fort William, so I didn't meet him as such, so it's a bit misleading to say I met him. He walked as close to me as that fucking tree is right now in 1976. Unpleasant character, to advantage of women, for the most part, for sex, or vulnerable people, vulnerable women, I think it was, as far as I can tell. That's what he did. But this is the point, that it's unpopular. He wasn't the worst offender, so you would think he was. So as soon as you mention him, the women, they run for the hills. You cannot even talk about it. I don't want to hear that. Well, if you don't want to hear it, don't fucking listen. I like to analyse things, and that's what I do. So a lot of them don't like to venture into these areas because it's hard. You've got to deal with some pretty hard subjects, unpleasant, horrible truths, and a lot of them will not want to deal with some of the horrible parts of themselves, the same people. So he was definitely, he never got convicted when he was alive. And you say, well, the story there's probably a better word than that, but that he was protected by the BBC. But on the other hand, it might have been because they didn't have enough evidence. You have to have evidence to convict someone of something, and they tried to do that with Alex Salmond. But he had tough lawyers. They did it with, you see this getting into dangerous stuff here, Isla Bryson, or whatever his name was before he transitioned, got jailed for rape. RAPE, I'm not allowed to talk about that, am I? No, sorry. It seems I'm getting away with it. I should have said RAPE. And I don't know what happened there. I don't know how much of a creep that person is. I don't know how much of a creep Alex Salmond was. I think he was a bit of a creep. And I think the one that got jailed and brought down Nicola Sturgeon was a bit of a creep, right? whether he decided to become a she just to cope with, because he couldn't cope with his behaviour in life. You know, I can understand that. People do that, right? So you're going a wee bit off topic here, but so Jimmy Savile was vilified, and I think you've got to ask yourself: is it because he didn't make any attempt to be a normal heterosexual man? So he might well have been heterosexual, but he didn't. So we're talking sex and stuff. His sexual proclivities were taking advantage of people, and that's probably where he got his buzz. Grabbing some lassie reporter or something that went round to interview him or something like that. And I think that's what happened. So a lot of other stories about him. Have you got the evidence of that? You know, there's some pretty extreme stories about it. You know, the conspiracy theorists go nuts. So they might be true, I don't know. So the thing about Raol Moat was that I was doing a previous live and the word has just come to my head. It's contained. David, are you there? Are you coming back? Contained. That's why I started a fresh video. So Raol Moat was wound up. He was a nutter, right? And he went and killed. So Eric D. Byrne, Penguin Books, 1964. There's a section in it, I can't remember. Obviously can't remember what page it's on. Dave's there, yeah. And it's called Let's You and Him Fight. And a lot of this stuff, I got given this by a friend of mine about 20 years ago. And he could see that I wasn't dealing properly with the women in my life. And that included wife and mother, you know, sister, auntie, women, generally women. And I got diagnosed with Asperger's not that long after that, but I had to read this book, and so the reason is that I had to read the book was you might maybe have learned that stuff or got the nuance of it yourself, and somehow I maybe didn't. And I'm not making excuses, and I'm not blaming, I'm not even completely sure I have, but I've got a diagnosis of Asperger's, right? So I think I'm somewhere on the edge of that, actually, the reality. And I just somehow could not see, for a whole variety of reasons, my upbringing, my father, my mother and everything like that, I was not really seeing things, the nuances of gameplay. And that's why Stephen McCann gave me that book. And then it said the games people play by Eric D. Byrne. So what happened with Raol Moat it's a classic. The fact I'm explaining this, a lot of people will probably get it anyway and they don't need to explain it. But the woman, Samantha Stoddart, was his girlfriend. And when Raol went to jail, I mean, Raol was getting harassed with the police and stuff, so he was getting jailed for various things, assault, whatever. They were harassing him. So they played their part as well in this, harassing the guy. Or maybe he was just a pure bad fucking piece of... Well, he obviously was. But, so when he came out of jail, she was going out with this guy, and she said that this boyfriend was in the police. And the police said this in their documentary. And they sort of, in their police type way, went with the story as in she was not at fault. But to me, she was at fucking fault. But that's because it's not against the law to say a lie. You can't be arrested for lying. So she lied. So that drove Raol Moat nuts. So he went and killed the boyfriend. And then he shot at Samantha, but I think if he wanted to kill Samantha, he would have done it. But he didn't, right? He shot the windows out in the house and killed the boyfriend. That's a message for you, dear. So then he got in his car, or he changed cars. It was an Lexus. So PC Rathband was on the motorway. I think it was the A1. It was the motorway around Newcastle. And Moaty fucking shot him in the face with a shotgun. Look at that. Well, I'll have to get a picture of that. That's absorbing the light. That's just sitting there, absorbing the sunlight. Would that make a nice... That's sort of along the lines, when my mother died, I did some art like that. And it was the light, it was a bit earlier in the year. The sun was shining, and that's like life carrying on that plant there. And then the thought that these bastards are trying to blot out the sun. That's another thing. Right, you're supposed to be talking about Raol Moat. So in the end, so the game's free to play out at Deep Burn. So Samantha survived. Boyfriend dies. The ex-boyfriend dies. PC Rathband dies. What happened to PC Rathband is his wife left him. What a cow. So this goes to show you, people are just treacherous bastards, you know. And 3 men died. For nothing. For absolutely nothing. For some silly cow. Samantha. She got, obviously... You can't justify violence. Well, sorry, I can't. I'm sorry if that sounds like I'm not. Or is that just his pressure? So I've been under pressure and I've never done that. I've been under a lot of pressure. Relationships and stuff, and children, and going and taken off you and all sorts of things. And I've never done that. So I'm not really violent as such. I think probably we all have a capacity for violence, but I'm not really a violent person, although I could be. But it's that thing where it's the stuff, isn't it the bits here that stop you from doing things like that? From going, no, I don't think it's a good idea to go and shoot people with a gun for nothing. So I mean, a complete arse of himself, and he's now dead. I mean, he got killed by the police. That's another thing. Right, that's got to be wrong as well. How they killed him in the end. You know, like, there must have been a better way. There must have been. It's easy for me to say that, isn't it? But they fucking killed him, didn't they? Could they not, could they not have got the army in or something? You know, it's like, to get him. Well, that's not their job, is it? It's a police job. Who knows? That's another part of it that doesn't seem quite right. They could have got him and jailed him. I wonder if he'd be getting out by now. That was, no, 2010. No, for shooting a copper. No, look, sorry, I forgot about that. No, shooting a copper, no. Was that why they killed him? Raol Moat, was that why they got him? Because he shot a copper? He didn't kill the copper at that point, but the copper died as a result of Raol Moat's actions. So that's the movers and shifters behind the scene, the women, going about doing these nasty little things. So she must be a nasty woman, that, what's her name? So she come out of it. I don't know if she's changed, is she a better person? I hope so. My sister was involved with weird people as well. She was involved with criminals, with drug dealers and stuff. Like, that's a fact, it was on the news and everything, but she was lying about it. She was asked about it right now. So, people get involved. There's a thing where women like dangerous men. Certainly that was taking the biscuit, wasn't it? Not all, some of them do. Toxic people get together and the outcomes can be horrific. Yeah, I mean, it's like, it all seems, and maybe it's all right for me to be wandering around here pontificating over this, because I wasn't there. You know, I've been through a lot of shit in my life, actually. Yeah, I have. And I've met murderers, I've been with murderers and stuff in the past. I don't know if everybody has, I don't know. A couple of times. But really you need to get away to fuck away from them, because they're psychologically disturbed, and it's been proven so by their actions. Got a mad woman coming with a dog. It's just thinking about being careful, and a lot of things, because we like to be right, we like to prove that we're right, we can maybe engage with people and start arguing. We should leave them alone, and that's probably what happens. I know. Hiya.
Hiya.
Ta. So that's just how it goes. It's lovely here, isn't it? But I mean, there's a lot of horrible things, horrible people around and horrible things around. Just try and avoid it, don't you? I think, thanks for the comment, David, about toxic. It's like, I don't think it quite cuts it when you talk about Raol Moat. It's like, toxic, I mean, tragic. Maybe he was just a bad criminal. Obviously he was just a bad criminal. He wasn't a good criminal, was he? No. I think I'm trying to maybe mansplain it. Is that what it is? I'm trying to be too kind to the guy. His memory's gone now anyway, so it's all a moot point, isn't it? Fuck, it's a moot point. I can see similarities with him and me. That's what it is. Right? I can see it. I can see that. That's what it is. I can see that in him. I even did cross-dressing, but that's got nothing to do with it. That's sort of according to the Sun. That's bullshit anyway. Who cares what MD does? That was part of their... They vilified him, didn't they? The cross-dressing. Yeah, I shouldn't have even said that, because it's like... Who the fuck... I mean, who the fuck... Loads of people do that. Who gives... It's just sexual sort of erotic behaviour, isn't it? And what you do in your privacy, your own... people carrier is up to you. So, well, what's the similarities? Well, genetically, he's sort of same hair colour that I've got, and blonde hair and that. He's from the Newcastle area, and I did a bit of research with that. The east of England was pretty much, it's got a high proportion of blondes in it, which is what I've got. And I think it was really something to do with the Danish people almost taking over England before the Anglo-Saxons invaded. No, sorry, that's shite. It was the Normans. Anglo-Saxons were there all the time, and they're still there. Those were Germanic people, but the Normans invaded 1066, the Battle of Hastings. But just before that, I'm saying this like I know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying rough stuff that I remember. But it was owned by Denmark. So a lot of people would have come over, wouldn't they? We're talking about, what are we talking, fuck, that's a long time, isn't it? 1,000 years ago. Wow. Wow. But that's nothing in the scheme of eternity or humanity. It's nothing. 1,000 years is fuck all, is it? Genetically, it's not much. What do you call it? I'm not quite sold on that actually, by the way. I can't remember what they're called. Geoengineering. Oh yeah, they're definitely trying to do that, but a lot of that's just jets going into Spain. Right, so it's all tragic. We're tragic people, so I've managed to outlive Raol Moat, haven't I? He was younger than me. So tragic decisions. What I should have done, and that's what I should have done in a lot of troubles I had in my life, was went away, got somebody that could just get you to calm down and just sit and calm down somewhere and try and defrag your brain from all the stuff that's in it. If they could have done that with him, but maybe he was beyond it. Obviously he was beyond it. I just think it's tragic. I still think it is, that somebody would die like that. Find themselves in a field in Rothbury being shot at, well, threatening to shoot police and being shot at by police, and then getting killed. Well, he didn't die there. I think that's tragic as fuck, you know. So we've mentioned two psychopaths here, Jimmy Savile and Raol. Was Raol not a psychopath? I don't know. Don't know if he was or not. Sociopathic, I would say, probably. I mean, Jimmy Savile was very successful at being a psychopath. You know, about hoodwinking people and living that life. But I maintain he was not the most evil. I don't think there's evidence that he was. I think that. So anyway, back to this lady in Facebook. She really was. I think she was upset about the fact that I put these thumbnails on, included. I can't bear to look at him. See, I can. Jimmy Savile and Raol Moat. They're dead. They're not here anymore. So maybe I've got a more analytical brain than what she has. I don't know. It doesn't upset me in that way. But you've got to ask yourself why. Why is she upset like that? Why she get? There was a guy who got really upset about that a few years ago down in the Borders. He was livid that I was even talking about it. But I'm talking about it from a perspective of analysing human behaviour. It doesn't mean to say that I condone any of the actions that these people did. Some people are so dumb, actually. It's like, so if you're not into analysing human behaviour and exploring these topics, then you're like, it's best just to avoid me when I am. So it's just the way it is, eh? Right. So, that is a fact. A very big fact. So I think it's time for me to go for breakfast. I'm enjoying this though, it's great. Thanks for coming along, David, and it was interesting going on about that. And you know, obviously I don't even know if I'm fucking even remotely right. But the police just go by. Well, see, the police have also broken a lot of laws themselves, so lately. They've been politically compromised. Yeah, they have. They definitely have. Right, so I'm going now. So thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Bye. This waste ground here. Why do they not build houses on here? Is there mine shafts under here or something? There's Bannockburn High School up there. I just find it amazing why they've not built it. There must be a really good reason. I know this is full of water. It's full of water, but then so's Kildene. Kildene's full of water as well. So this is full of water. Why? Why have they not built here? Why? It must be really, well, there's a big watery area over there. Yep. Right, bye. I'm away.